This is what you need to know now. President Trump is denying the U.S. military is running low on missiles. A Senate committee voting to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. And the man arrested for allegedly sneaking onto a JetBlue plane and falling asleep. I'm Rachel Scott from ABC News. It is Thursday, August 6th, and here's the big story. Growing concerns over the reported dwindling supply of U.S. missiles because of the ongoing war in Iran. Officials are telling ABC News U.S. stockpiles of air defense missiles have been significantly depleted. President Trump is pushing back on those reports and threatening leakers will be prosecuted. Lama Hassan has the details.
As you know, the war with Iran is entering its sixth month. And so now, as you said, there are multiple reports that suggest that the U.S. is using some of its most advanced missiles faster than it can replace them. And according to the reports, the U.S. has used nearly all of its entire global stockpile, almost 80% of its interceptors. We're also talking about some of the long-range precision missiles that have been used in the war with Iran. Senior U.S. military commanders, they are warning that the Pentagon's munitions stockpile is dangerously low. And as you can imagine, allies in the Gulf, they're also worried because this could potentially have an impact if Iran decides to retaliate and strike targets in their countries. But as you said, President Trump is defending the U.S.'s stockpiles, insisting that the U.S. has massive amounts of munitions, and issued a warning to the, quote, leakers of these treasonous statements. They, he said, are being hunted down. He insists the U.S. has far more munitions than anyone in the world.
The Senate Homeland Security Committee voted to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. It comes after Fauci invoked his Fifth Amendment right more than 100 times last week during a hearing on the government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Republican Chairman Senator Rand Paul says Fauci's refusal to answer questions warrants a criminal referral. Now the Justice Department will determine if a criminal prosecution is warranted. Fauci said that he pled the Fifth because he believes Republicans would have tried to use his testimony to prosecute him. New Mexico is suing the Justice Department over the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. The state accuses federal officials of blocking the investigation into sex crimes at Epstein's former ranch. The Department of Justice has pushed back on New Mexico's claim that they are refusing to turn over the records, arguing the law does not require that they turn over the materials and that handing over the materials could risk victim privacy. Michigan's new Democratic Senate nominee, Abdul El-Sayed, is firing back after President Trump attacked him during an event in Las Vegas. The president accused El-Sayed of hating Israel and Jewish people. El-Sayed has been critical of Israel's military campaign in Gaza and supports ending U.S. military aid to Israel.
When I watch Abdul, he's full of This guy hates Jews. Somebody said, oh, that's a little strong. No, he hates Jews and he hates Israel.
The man can't stay on focus. We're living through an affordability crisis that is generational. People are paying nearly $5 in gas because of a war he started, and half the time, if he's not talking about me, he's talking about the drapes in his ballroom.
El-Sayed also says that he's committed to fighting anti-Semitism. He will face former Republican Congressman Mike Rogers in November. Rogers has called El-Sayed dangerous for America. The future of the luxury Air Force One jumbo jet that President Trump received as a gift from Qatar is now uncertain. For months, the president has insisted that $400 million gift would be going to his presidential library after he leaves office. But a White House official now tells us that is an open question and that no final decision has been made on where the plane is going. But that is not what the president said. I asked him about this repeatedly last May, and he told me that he would not be keeping the plane. He insisted that it was not a personal gift, instead calling it a gift to the Department of Defense. We're now learning more about the growing cyber campaign targeting America's water systems. An intelligence note reviewed by ABC News provides the clearest indication yet that Iran may be behind cyber attacks targeting water and wastewater utilities in more than a dozen states. Officials in Utah say the hackers appear to have been scouting targets months before the war started. Nearly 500 attempted intrusions from an Iranian-linked IP address were detected and then blocked. And over in New Jersey, 2 water utilities were forced to switch to manual operations after their automated systems went down. Minnesota was the first state to publicly report the hacking. Now to some quick hits, other big stories that we are following here on ABC News. Meta says one of its AI models hacked another company's systems. The incident happened during a cybersecurity test after a configuration error accidentally gave it internet access. It mirrors recent testing breaches involving Anthropic and OpenAI. Meta says the issue has now been fixed. A Florida man is behind bars after sneaking onto a parked JetBlue plane and falling asleep in the bathroom. Investigators say that Samuel Lackey climbed a fence, entered a maintenance area, and boarded the unlocked plane. He now faces multiple charges and is being held on a $10,000 bond. JetBlue and the airport have not commented yet. And still no big winner and the Powerball drawing last night. That means Saturday night's drawing will be worth an estimated $856 million after nearly 3 months without a grand prize winner. The jackpot is now the 8th largest in Powerball history. And finally, before you go, a woman's lottery dream that turned into a nightmare. Get this, she accidentally threw away a $1 million winning ticket. The woman is from Italy. Well, she contacted the garbage company in her town and they took pity on her. Workers spent hours digging through tons of trash. And guess what? They found it. She cried when they told her, and she promised to cover the costs of all that searching. Glad that worked out for her. And that's what you need to know. For breaking news and live updates throughout the day, check out ABC News, streaming on Disney+. New episodes daily on Disney+.